Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back on the Uncle Sharma channel. Here we are, transfer deadline day. The Mercato is over. Take a deep breath. My goodness, this was a stressful one, but I am so happy to announce that the Mercato is finally over.
Despair for Guardiola, joy for Mourinho.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't as bad as last summer in terms of pain caused by, big players leaving, but it definitely was not any less stressful. If not, this was actually more stressful because we were sweating up until the last day of the Mercato because of the PSG and Skriniar rumors. And join me, guys. Let's put one nice big middle finger up at PSG, Nasser Al Khelafi, Luis Campos, all those guys there at PSG, when all those journalists out in France that were, kept tweeting and writing offer for Skriniar, new offer for Skriniar, 50 million, 60 million, 70 million. This is the one Inter ready to accept. And in the end, you ended up with nothing in your hands. So now, after this summer, PSG is definitely. I had no problems with PSG as a club before, and now I've sort of developed some sort of hatred and rivalry towards them. So yeah, PSG suck on these nuts. But anyway, let's get into the latest news from today. Transfer deadline there. We know what the most important news we were waiting for. The one guy that Inzaghi asked for. And here is the official announcement by Inter on the Inter website. It's the guy that we all knew it. We all knew it, guys. Remember, I tweeted even before there was certain rumors about Acerbi being even linked to us. I tweeted the fact that Acerbi was having troubles at Lazio. I was like, this guy is coming to Inter, isn't he? But I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it in my guts. And yeah, I was right, and a lot of us were right. We just knew it just made sense, this Inzaghi Lazio connection, some of his boys, and it's not even just that. It's just he's available on a free loan, which in the end, for once, we've actually managed to get a favor out of Lazio. I know some of you guys won't consider this as a favor because I know the fan base is really. I would say more than 70-80% is probably against this transfer. But as I said on my Instagram earlier today, as I've been saying for weeks and weeks now, it is what it is. And now he's officially an Inter player, guys. And I don't care. I haven't liked what I saw on, he posted on his Twitter today saying that one thing is for sure, I will give my all for this shirt. And I didn't enjoy looking at all the comments. And I found some of the funny trolls of, they are funny, but people not supporting him and saying, go away, we don't want you here. Now he's an Inter player, guys. I'm going to support him just like every other Inter player. I don't care if it's, Theo Hernandez or Cuadrado or Bonucci, the players that I really hate. Even if they join Inter, I would be supporting them. And that is what I'm going to be doing with Acerbi. And once again, guys, this guy is the replacement to Andrea Ranocchia. And to me, he's an upgrade on Andrea Ranocchia, even though he had a bad season last year, quite a bad season. And I know the main thing that's hurting us still is that picture, as I keep going on about that picture against Milan when he made the mistake for Tonali's goal. But this guy still plays for Italy in the national team. He's fallen out of favor at Lazio in terms of he doesn't want to play for Lazio. Lazio don't want him. It is what it is. But he's here. Inter wrote a couple of nice paragraphs about him on the website. But the most important part is, guys, recently, since he moved to Lazio, he has an Italian Coppa Italia. He's got an Italian Super Cup, and then added the title of European champion with the Italian national team. So he's not a complete scrub as some people are making him out to be. And once again, I have to reiterate the replacement for Ranocchia. And let's not forget, because he is left-footed and he has played that position for Lazio under Inzaghi, he could also be the left centre back. If Bastoni is injured or Inzaghi doesn't trust Di Marco defensively in any game, he's going to be earning around 1.5 million net, which isn't too bad. It looked like it was going to be an issue, his wages initially the other day. Remember when it was reported that Steven Zhang actually put a stop to this deal. which a lot of people celebrated. But the Inter management had to convince him, and Inzaghi also was, trying to convince Zhang about making this deal happen because they just needed one centre back. So I'm glad in the end it actually happened, because we couldn't go into the season with no actual official Vice de Vrij, or putting in Paul Fontana Rosa, the Primavera youth player. So now we have someone in theory with experience, knows Inzaghi inside out. Hopefully he's there for like some redemption as well, after his difficult season, all his troubles at Lazio with the fan base and stuff. Hopefully he's out for some redemption as well. But hopefully we don't see too much of Francesco Acerbi. Other transfer deadline day news. Well, this one was done before the transfer deadline day, but Robin Gosens stays at Inter. The other day, just before the Cremonese game, awful timing. It was those rumors really heating up about Gosens and Bayer Leverkusen. I was pretty skeptical from the beginning. I just never saw a German club, a financially well-run, stable club like Leverkusen, splashing out 28 million or 30 million, whatever the reported fee was, in obligation to buy a loan for a guy who, a 28-year-old, 29-year-old, who's had the injury history he's had over the last year. To me, it made no sense. And in the end, it was true, because they only offered a option to buy, whereas Inter wanted a obligation to buy, and which for them, they were to replace him, they were going to go for Borna Sosa of Stuttgart. But none of those two things happened. So Robin Gosens stays, and I am happy. As I said the other day in my video, it was too late. This is too late to replace a potential starter. And I know that right now he's probably not the starter, but I still have faith in Robin Gosens, guys. Again, he's another guy that seems like people are making him out to be a scrub. Yes, he hasn't hit the height that we want him to be yet, but of course there's also the physical issues. But if this guy can get past his physical issues and mental issues, where he's mentioned he just doesn't feel like he's hit those heights since his big injury last year. But to me, this guy, once he finally gets his head straight, gets motivated, I think he's going to be a good asset in this team. And I think he will be the starter for most of the season. And I think he will win his place in this squad, because I think he is just the superior wing back to Di Marco. He was pushing for the move. Let's not lie. He was pushing for the move as well, Gosens, because he wants to go on to the World Cup, and he said in the past that he wants to return to the Bundesliga. But apparently Inzaghi has talked to him and now has given him more assurances about giving him some playing time. Just because he's not being given the time yet by Inzaghi doesn't mean that Inzaghi doesn't trust him. There's a long season ahead, plenty of matches, guys, plenty of matches. We're going to be overloaded with matches in a short period of time, and I'm sure Gosens will get his time, and I have trust in Robin Gosens to return to his form. Maybe not hit the heights of Atalanta, but this guy will deliver. I think so. One funny rumor that popped up the other day was after the Borna Sosa rumors, this Jordi Alba from Barcelona rumor popped out of nowhere because of that Gerard Moreno guy, who's quite a reputable source within the Barcelona community, but it was pretty quickly denied that this was not an actual thing. This deal wasn't the actual, like, as close as it was made out to be. Romero was reporting that Inter have already agreed terms. Then everything all that needed to be done was Alba agreeing to this. The wages were going to be covered 60% by Barcelona. Inter were going to pay 40%, but he earns around, from the reports, around 9 to 10 million euros net. So even if Inter paid 40% of it, if he earns 10, they still would have to pay 4 million net. So the fact that doesn't make any sense, because the deal for Acerbi was blocked because of the Zhang didn't want to increase the salary wage structure, just to because we still have the goal to reduce the wage budget as well. So this really didn't make much sense, and I think maybe there was some talks, but again, it wasn't. I don't think it was as close as it was made out to be in the end. And again, this one could have been interesting. He's definitely he's 33 years old, but he still puts up good numbers for Barcelona, but probably a little bit too similar of a profile to Di Marco in terms of his stature, but of course a superior player to Di Marco. But nah, it didn't happen. It is what it is. Another transfer deadline day deal that happened today is Lucien Agume. who agreed to join Troyes in Ligue 1 on a season-long loan. Once again, this guy goes to Ligue 1. I feel like this boy has been a little bit mistreated by Inter, to be honest. This guy, should be playing somewhere permanently, shouldn't be being loaned out or like this left, right, and center. I'm surprised no decent Serie A teams came in for him. Again, I'm not saying this guy should be playing for Inter or anything. I don't think he's really shown that he's at that level, but he's shown that he's got good potential, and he was pretty decent in Liga last year. But yeah, at least hopefully get some consistent time like he did last season at Brest. Yeah, hopefully he impresses enough that a team actually buys and spends money for him next summer, because this is not going to help his growth being loaned out left, right, and center. But yeah, good luck once again to Le Petit Prince, Lucien Agoumet. Another youngster from a Primavera guy, Eddie Salcedo. We also managed to get rid of him today on deadline day. He's gone on a season-long loan to Bari in Serie B. Again, another guy that definitely no future at Inter, but wish him the best of luck and hopefully can impress and some team buys him next summer. Now let's talk about Inter's transfer window in totality, guys. Like, the incomings and outgoings. Steven Zhang before the season had made the targets of the plus 60 million by 2023, the wage budget to be cut down by 10% or so, but he also talked about keeping the team competitive. Did they live up to their promise, or to Steven Zhang's words, to Marotta's words? I think in the end they did. We'll give a rating to the Mercato at the end, but let's have a look at what the incomings and outgoings were in totality. As I said, of course, today Acerbi coming in, filling that gap that was needed numerically, was needed. Romelu Lukaku, of course, this was a big one, of course. At the moment he's injured, so the momentum of that move, or the real gravitas of that move, doesn't feel the same as it was a few weeks ago. But to me, this is still a massive signing, even though it's only a loan. But Lukaku coming back was a big signing, and that's what we wanted. Remember, at the beginning of the transfer window, we all knew that we can't go into next season as Edin Dzeko as our starting striker. We saw that last season that was not good enough, and we addressed that. We addressed the lack of pace and physicality and athleticism up front with Lukaku. Whether it pays off, whether we get the Lukaku that we used to have, that's yet to be seen. But for me, this is still a great move. 8 million loan with bonuses. Christian Aslani, we were begging for a Vice Brozovic for years and years, and he is here. Inzaghi's confirmed this is what he sees him at, the Vice Brozovic, and Aslani is here. 4 million loan with the obligation to buy around 10 million. Another good deal, which I'm happy about, which of course it will take him time to get integrated in the team. Inzaghi, you need to give him playing time, but player I really liked even before we signed him. Mkhitaryan, this one is out for debate in terms of whether it's good or not. On paper, is not too bad. Earning around 4 million net plus the growth degree benefits. Should be adding, experience, versatility. He can play in midfield and up front. And in theory, should be an upgrade on Arturo Vidal and Vecino, but that is yet to be seen. Onana addressing the future need of a long-term goalkeeper after Handanovic retires or leaves Inter on a free transfer. Of course, the jury is still out because we haven't got to see the player officially, but in theory, a good signing for the future. Bellanova, not really addressing a specific need in terms of the squad numerically, but right wing back for the future, €3 million with the option to buy at 7. So, young Italian, pacey, athletic profile, something that we needed. Dalbert coming back, we can ignore that. I don't want to talk about that. Leavings, outgoings, this is where we struggled until Casadei came through, and his hype helped us get 15 million plus 5 in bonuses from Chelsea. He got red carded on his debut, by the way, for the Chelsea development squad. Pinamonti, we finally managed to get Pinamonti out for some actual money, 20 million euros. Good deal. Good luck to him at Sassuolo. Alexis Sanchez, this one is the one that, I'm still kind of, annoyed that we had to pay him so much to get rid of him. In the end, it might have just made sense to actually keep him and, have a really good 5 striker option up front. But it is what it is. His salary was probably a bit too much for us these days. Lazzaro out on loan to Torino. Van Huysden out to loan at Alkmaar. Some people said they should have kept him. Maybe we should have, but again, the boy needs to play. Unfortunately, it was very injury-prone seasons. Arturo Vidal, of course, we know. Also, we paid him to leave to Flamengo. Andrade on loan to Cremonese. Esposito on loan to Anderlecht, and I believe he has they have an option to buy. Sensi on loan to Monza. Ranocchia left for free, and this is the position that we really, dragged the heels over. Would it have just made sense to renew this guy if it was going to take this long to get his replacement? But yeah, we got his replacement in the end in Acerbi, and this one, Ivan Perisic. Oh, this is the one that we already seeing that we miss this guy. We miss Ivan.
We cannot replace him. We cannot.
Well, Pep, whether we can replace him or not, that is yet to be seen. Gosens, Di Marco, Matty Doms. I'm sure there's three guys that he's going to be like how we replaced Lukaku last year with Correa and Dzeko. So we replaced one guy with two guys. Now we've got like three guys trying to replace one guy. Let's see if they can step up to the plate. Pirola, another guy that maybe could have made sense to just keep if we had to wait so long to get the replacement of Ranocchia. Gravillon, 3.5 million euros. De Gregorio, 4 million euros. Vecino, free. Caicedo returned to after his loan. Kolarov retired. Yeah, we definitely struggled on the outgoings. To get money for our players. But in the end, guys, we wanted to keep our big players. We wanted to keep Lautaro, Barella, Brozovic, Skriniar, the big four, Bastoni. There was rumors pretty much for everyone to leave. Of course, the strongest ones were about Skriniar, but in the end, they all stayed. So, that's what we asked for, even in this difficult situation, and the management managed to do it. So, hats off to them. Now, let's wrap up with my transfer window rating. Honestly, guys, it's a difficult one because as a big club as Inter, we shouldn't be going into a transfer window thinking that it was good that we managed to keep our best players, because that's not how we should be thinking. Like Milan fans are not happy that we kept Leao, so we're going to give us a 7, 8 out of 10. Juve are not happy that they managed to keep Vlahovic. That's how it should be at a big club, unless a crazy offer comes. But at the same time, you have to be realistic what our position is at the moment. We know our financial difficulty, and once again, just like last year, I think the management, in terms of being able to give us some depth, which I think is still could be improved on. Like, I still think that in midfield, we're like one injury away from, collapsing completely. I would have liked to see another, maybe more attacking midfielder, more a younger athletic profile coming in midfield. And a different centre-back profile, of course. But there's also lots of other things I would have liked. But I think within the remit that was given, they did a good job in, bringing the age of the squad down, which was natural after Vecino, Vidal, Sanchez leaving, but also cutting down the wages, getting good deals when it comes to mostly loans, guys, free transfers, loans. Like they've really stretched the minimum of the budget to what they could. But I really struggle to give this transfer window anything over a 7 out of 10, and that's more for Auxilio and Marotta for being able to manage to kind of maintain the level of the squad, or even maybe you could say improve it compared to last season because of the Lukaku loan. But that's yet to be seen on the pitch, whether we have or not. But yeah, I give it a 7 out of 10. You guys let me know in the comments down below, what do you rate this Mercato out of 10? I know the minus points are definitely the fact that we didn't manage to pull through the Dybala deal. That definitely hurts. I would have loved to see Paulo Dybala at Inter, but Inzaghi wanted Lukaku, so we gave him Lukaku, and I'm happy that we got Lukaku in the end as well. And of course the Bremer thing, we know now, guys, if Bremer came, Skriniar was gone. At the time, I was still, when the Bremer thing was going on, that I was still thinking that maybe they'll find other ways of maybe not selling Skriniar. But the way that PSG have been coming for Skriniar, I think Inter knew that money was right there. That's the money they went to Torino with. So I thought, there was other plans in place, but no. So in the end, I'm happy we kept Skriniar. We still need someone of the qualities and characteristics of Bremer in this team, 100%. But in the end, I'm happy we kept Skriniar, and I'll probably can give this an extra 0.5 rating if they give Skriniar his renewal, because that's what he deserves, and of course maybe the armband that we want to give him. But yeah, I know some of you guys maybe think that it's a little bit too generous, the 7 out of 10. But again, I think within what they have to work with, within the budget, when you go on FIFA, Marotta and Ozil were literally working with a 5-10 million budget. So with that, they've done really well. But overall, maybe as Inter as a club and the expectations of our club, obviously, it's not a great transfer window, to be honest. In reality, it's probably a 6 out of 10, I would say. But I'm being realistic. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And by the way, announcement, if you've made it to the end of this video, which means you like me and you like to listen to what I say, I will be on the Inter official Twitch channel tomorrow, 4 p.m. Italian time, with Thomas Lawrence. We'll be talking about the derby della Madonnina against Milan, of course, on Saturday. But yeah, catch me on the Inter Twitch tomorrow. A very proud moment for me as an Interista and Inter content creator. It was always one of my goals, so I'm happy that something like that is happening to me. I might shed a tear tonight. You'll be sure, I probably will. I think I will in bed, probably shed a quick tear. But thank you all for your support. And yeah, if you've made it this far anyway to the video, guys, make sure before you leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. And as always, guys, Forza Inter, and I'll see you for the Milan derby preview. Ciao ragazzi.